Fellas, big win against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Steelers lit it up on offense, scoring 44 points in the game. It was the highest scoring game collectively in the NFL in the season, and the Steelers hadn't scored this many points since they absolutely mollywopped the Carolina Panthers in 2018 when they put up 52 points in that game. This is the first time, I believe, a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers threw for over 400 yards since Big Ben did, I believe, in the playoff game against the Browns. But either way, it has been a long time since we have seen an offensive output as a collective group. Nonetheless, what were your all's thoughts about it? Juwan, I'm going to start with you.
Man,
you had a little text in the midst of the game, and I don't know. I think you might want to bring that up since you have not been on the Russ train. You have not hopped on the Russ train yet. Are you on the train?
Okay.
I'm going to quote it real quick. He said, "I'm sussy for Russie."
Hey, I was just saying, Jersey Jerry said it, so I was like, you know what? Let me just think about this game. Before the game, I was like, I just need to see one game. This is a game I've been looking for. He threw over 400 yards. He looked very good.
Yeah.
Well put together, like a top 10 quarterback. That's what he was looking like. And so once I was watching the game, I was like, let me just put my guard down and just, go ahead and say it, man. I'm on the train now. So hopefully since I'm on the train now, it's not bad this week. But overall, it was a good game. The good outweighed the bad. Mostly the bad is the defense. I would think, especially Joey Porter Jr., I would think the bad. He's too handsy, and he needs to stop blaming the refs for that. No, he was handsy, my boy. But other than that, yeah, it was good. They put my boy Fields in, to seal the deal.
I liked it.
I think we're contenders, Other two people in the podcast said that we wasn't contenders.
I'll say
Okay.
we're contenders now. All right.
Okay.
I'm on the train too.
All right.
And Mr. Unlimited was unlimited, man. There's not many throws or like plays where I can really say, hey, Russ didn't do this correctly. And this is what we've all been wanting to see, like the offense open it up. Arthur Smith let him throw on first down. I think we threw more on first down than we've thrown or than we even ran on first down. So that's something to see. Like I really wanted to see. I wanted to see us pass the ball to open up the run, and the run game got going after we started passing and passing and passing. So it was good to see, Arthur and Tomlin have that trust in Russ and allow him to do what he does. Let him throw the ball. Let him throw the ball down the field. A lot of it was checkdowns, which I was okay with because they were playing pretty much not. Don't want to say a quarters defense, but they were playing a defense where they were not, covering the short stuff. So throwing it to Najee and keep throwing it to him. If he's open, he's getting 10 yards a pop.
What about that pass to your boy Moof? Like moving.
Yeah, dude.
When last time we seen that?
Step up in the pocket, throwing on the run.
I'm telling you, Russ still has it. Still has some in the tank. And, I've seen a lot of podcasts talking about, hey, the Steelers are going to re-sign Russ. And I'm all for it. Try to re-sign both of those guys. Let Justin sit for another year or two. And then Justin can come in and be that. He's still young. So, I'm all for re-signing Russ. He showed he still has it in the tank. He ran this offense perfectly, made the perfect audibles, and was just in full control of that game. Not that the Bengals defense is that great, but, man, if the Bengals defense is that great, you have to do what you did against that team. And he did it.
The bottom line is, the Bengals defense might be the worst in the NFL. And I'm saying this in an endearing way because the Bengals offense, on the other hand, might be one of the best, especially as a passing offense. With everything being said, they had to get it done. They had to keep up with Joe Burrow in this high-octane offense. They had to score points. They had to go back-to-back. It wasn't until the very end of the first half when T.J. Watt stripped Joe Burrow and they got the ball back when they finally actually got to take a lead, and they got ahead of the Bengals in the back and forth contest. So the difference in the game really was the defense stepping up and getting the turnovers. I agree with Juwan that, you know, certain things are a bit suspect of, you know, the secondary and the pass coverage and defending the pass in general. That's some stuff that has to get cleared up. Certainly Joey Porter Jr., like you mentioned, definitely has to get better, definitely has to limit the penalties as much. But again, like, I'm not as mad at Joey Porter doing that in this game in particular, just because, I mean, we were talking about Joe Burrow as just a pure passer. Like when you talk about Lamar and Mahomes and Josh Allen, these guys use their legs to extend the play. But I'm talking like purely like of a dissector of passing the football. There's none better in the league than Joe Burrow. And when you have a T. Higgins and a Jamar Chase playing a little bit physical and not giving them anything easy, I'm okay with that. I am okay with it, because you're setting the tone with these guys saying like, hey, we're not going to let you get these yards. We're not going to let you get these yards after the catch. So, you know, personally, I was okay with that. So all in all, does this change my mind about us being a contender? It honestly does not. It does. I'm still not there. I still need to see it happen against the big boys, and you can winch your eyes all you want. I love the performance. I think it was a confidence booster, but if we don't take what we saw against Cincinnati, and try and implement some of the aggressiveness on offense against a Baltimore or against the Eagles or the Chiefs, then honestly none of it really matters, because that's what we need to get success and get the ball rolling. So
I have a question with that. So let's go to the Black Friday game.
Okay.
With the Raiders and the Chiefs. With that game being so close, and the Chiefs potentially was about to lose the game, but they
got help from the refs.
Yeah,
again.
And they won off fluke. But would you not call them contenders if they would have lost? If they would have lost that game, would you not call them contenders?
They're contenders until they lose in the playoffs for me. Like,
I'm with you, Junie, in that sense.
Guys, I promise you, please go back and listen to what people were saying last year about the Chiefs. Everybody said the same thing. And I'm going to quote somebody in the national media what they said, because normally I disagree with this guy on just about every take that he has, Nick Wright. And he's a Chiefs guy. He came out of Kansas City in the media, so he's more of a fan, but he makes a good point. Like, they were saying this stuff about the Chiefs last year. Oh, the Chiefs are they're susceptible to be upset. They were only 11-6 last year. I believe they might have been the 3 seed last year. I mean, they weren't going into the playoffs with a lot of hype to win the Super Bowl. But guess what? They did. They stepped up, and a lot has to be said about having a Super Bowl winning coach and quarterback, and they have that. And, you know, so do we. But again, like, our coach hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2008, and our quarterback hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2013. And so when these guys have just done it the last 2 years, yeah, like, it's hard to say that they're not contenders, because, again, this same notion was said last year, and they went 11-6. Well, guess what? They've already won 11 games right now. So they're already better off than they were last year. They're going to get a little bit healthier towards the end of the year. And I just have faith that a team that's won the Super Bowl back-to-back years is going to get it buttoned up in the playoffs.
I think they're better off than last year, but I think they're worse than last year.
And I can say that I think the NFL is the other teams in the NFL are better than they were last year too. So, like, everybody's kind of catching up to them. I feel like for a while there, they have Patrick Mahomes. They had receivers at that point. I think their defense was actually great at that point. I don't think their defense is as good as it used to be. And I don't know. I think overall we have a better team. Now the most important position is what they have better than anybody in the league. Whether his stats look like it or not, he's still the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, but overall I just think they're frauds. And I'm going to keep on saying that until it's proven
otherwise.
Yeah.
I got you.
I don't know. I just think the whole Kansas City, like, right now, clearly Buffalo, clearly Philadelphia, and clearly Detroit are the big three now.
So, quick question: What is your? I know we give a top 5 team. What was it last week? What are your top 5 teams right now?
So I would put KC, Buffalo, Philadelphia, Detroit in my
want an order.
top 4.
I want an
Okay.
order.
I would go Detroit, Buffalo, Philadelphia, Kansas City, and then my 5th, I mean, we're right there. I mean,
Pick one. Pick one.
I'd probably put us at 5.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
probably put us at 5.
So I would do Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo. Ooh. Buffalo
The top 2 aren't hard.
Eagles.
Over Detroit?
Eagles
Yeah,
over Detroit.
Buffalo, Eagles, Detroit.
I don't mind that. I think the Eagles
mean,
are playing
yeah.
good ball right
Yeah,
now.
Buffalo, Eagles, Detroit, Steelers, Chiefs.
All right. And I would do, I think Detroit's the best. I mean, watching their game last night, too, they
Yeah,
find
but
way to
they
win.
play calling's gonna make them.
I mean, man, they got it done when it needed to get done. We've won games where we should not have, and they're one of those teams that they have the coaching. Jared Goff wins when he needs to, does what he needs to when he needs to. Their defense steps up when they need to. I'm still putting Detroit. I'd probably go Detroit, Buffalo, Eagles, Kansas City for now, Steelers. Pretty similar. It's pretty similar.
For me, if they start, letting loose offensively and the defense starts stepping up a little bit more and they start putting performances together to where, some of the things that we're seeing, especially offensive line protection, has been inconsistent. Secondary has been inconsistent. Scoring points has been inconsistent. If they can take what happened in this game against the Cincinnati Bengals, where they just completely unleashed it all, and they put it into a full game against, and let's put it this way, if they start playing like that as a collective group, turning the ball over, making big plays, scoring on offense in that stretch with the Ravens, Eagles, and Chiefs, then I'll start to genuinely believe we can win a Super Bowl. But I've just seen us win one way in a grit and grind, getting turnovers and winning super ugly in these big time games, and I just feel like we can't do that in the playoffs. It's different football. I've seen us do it every single year, and it's been the same result. And until we can actually say, hey, we can put up 24, 27 points in Philadelphia or against the Ravens in Baltimore, if that happens, then that's going to really open my eyes going into the playoffs, saying okay, maybe they can do it. Maybe they can.